Hey there, you guys, and welcome to Taking Back Her Brain with Love. Today, I want to talk about hustling for love, hustling for value, hustling for self-worth. So I am so glad you guys are here today because I want to teach us how to take back our brain from hustling for love. You know, trying to earn, achieve, or gain love through actions. I've grown up hustling for love and self-worth. When I believed I caused other people's thoughts and feelings, I hustled strongly for others to love me, and I hustled even harder for me to love myself. What do I mean by hustle? It means work for, prove, earn, anything that takes action to earn the love or approval from others. As a young adult, I hustled for love and approval from my parents and my family through my accomplishments, my degrees, my credentials, and a career. In friendships and in the workplace as a young adult, I was the yes person. You know, you need this or that? Yes. I said yes to a lot of other people's requests for help or their request for me to do something for them and to make their load lighter. Because if I did stuff like that for them, they would love me and appreciate me, right? That's how this worked. They caused my feelings and my emotions, and I definitely caused them their feelings and their emotions. When I thought I could create others' thoughts and feelings, I would think that I was putting others' feelings before mine, putting their needs before mine. I'd rearrange what I had planned to meet friends' schedule requests because I didn't want to be upset. I didn't want somebody else to be upset with me or make them upset. I didn't want anybody to think that I was selfish. I didn't want to make anybody think I didn't care about them. I believe that I controlled others' thoughts and others' feelings with my actions. I thought I can action my way into being loved by others. There was a period in my late 20s and early 30s where I worked out hard, went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I ran daily. I was so focused on losing weight because I believed that once I lost the weight, I would love myself and I would find the one for me. I would be pretty enough for someone and I wouldn't be single anymore because, of course, being skinny means you're not single. Ask all those single, skinny people out there. Just is not true. In many relationships, I would take the other person's hobby and spend time doing what they wanted because I thought that if I did what they wanted me to do, that they would love me. I would financially take care of others' debts or help them financially sometimes at the expense of my own financial security, because the more I did for someone else, right, the more that they would love and appreciate me. I would emotionally take care of others at the expense of boundaries for myself, because of course, if I was always there for them, they would love and appreciate me. And this worked every single time. No, it didn't. The more I did for others, the more they loved me, right? The more I loved myself, right? No, no. I was putting myself at the point of reference of others' thoughts. I was putting my thoughts and feelings in the others' hands, and I put their thoughts and feelings in my hands. And this did not work. I was left empty. I believed that if I did enough for others, that of course they would love me and appreciate me. I mean, how could they not love me, right? If I helped them with whatever they needed, or if I took care of the things they needed done, they'd love and appreciate me because I caused their feelings and their thoughts through my actions. But now I know better, so I'm doing better. I have learned to manage my mind and practice intentional thoughts and question these beliefs that I have to earn love, earn even self-love. I now know that I don't have to action into earning love. On this journey, I have learned to love myself without conditions. I'm constantly practicing self-love without having to earn it because it is not something that comes naturally for me. And like most of you, I'm sure, because we, especially as women, are socialized to put others' needs before us. And that's how we earn our love and our value. So I am learning to change my belief that I am deserving of love exactly as I am on every day and even in every moment. I don't have to be a certain size to love myself. I don't have to be a workaholic to love myself. I don't have to be the perfect mom to love myself. I don't have to always be the productive, perfect person to love myself. And I'm laughing now because I can't believe the expectations I had for myself that I had to meet in order to show myself love. I have learned that my love for myself is inherent and that my value and my worth is inherently mine, that I just have it. Learning that I just can love myself as I am right now at any point in the day, at any point in my life, I can show myself compassion when I don't do what I think I should do. I can love myself and I can have compassion for my human brain, even as the days change between moods of being productive or having leisure time, from moods of being the patient mom to the moods of being easily irritated mom, from the days when I follow my schedule and even the days that I don't, from experiencing comfortable emotions to experiencing uncomfortable emotions that my brain wants to resist. I am learning daily to accept my procrastination side, accepting my creative side that doesn't always fit into the mainstream, and accepting myself at every size. Because just like my creative side, my size does not always fit into the mainstream of what is socialized as beautiful. But I love me, and I'm embracing my entirety of who I am. And you can do the same. So how did I stop hustling for my love, for myself and from others? I challenged my confirmation bias around worthiness and productivity. I continue practicing and observing my thoughts, sometimes daily, because that primitive brain wants to sneak back in and tell me that I'm not worthy and that I'm not enough. And I started taking responsibility for my own thoughts and feelings. I challenged the inner dialogue around love and around worth and around productivity. So what if you changed your confirmation biases that you have to hustle for your lovability? What would you do differently in your career, in your family, in your friendships or relationships? What if you truly believed you did not have to hustle for someone else to love you or approve of you? What if you truly believed that you do not cause someone else's feelings? What would you do differently? Well, like I've said before, you don't cause somebody else's thoughts or feelings. You cannot action someone into loving you. I know, I've tried, and I'm sure you have too. And it didn't work. And why didn't it work? Because no matter what we did or said, it didn't change how they thought or how they felt about you or about me. And why is that? Because they cause their own thoughts and they're creating their own feelings. So what if you stopped hustling? What if you stopped taking action for or trying to earn love? What if you stopped doing what you think other people think you should do? Or stop saying what you think other people want to hear? What if you dig down deep inside of your subconscious and become aware of your inner narrative? Those thought patterns that your brain normally tells you. What if you started being curious about them and asking yourself, why am I hustling for love? Why am I hustling for self-worth? I have this thought pattern of never being enough, and it comes up so often. I'm never good enough. I'm never this enough, enough. Every time I do a thought download, it's always you can find enough wired throughout it, written throughout it, wired. And that's because my brain is wired with this strong narrative that I'm not enough. And even as I've learned to rewrite my narrative and really embrace being cognitively aware of the thoughts that I'm thinking around being enough, it gets quieter, but it's still there. But now that I can see it and know it's there, I can question it with curiosity, not judgment. So do you have limiting self-beliefs that you aren't good enough, that your achievements or what you do for other people determine your worth or your lovability? Do you have the limiting beliefs that you're not lovable? Or do you have the opposite where you believe that you are too much, right? You're too emotional. You're too crazy, right? The media and men love to throw that around. Women are just crazy. They're too much. They feel too much. They think too much, right? Do you feel that you aren't pretty enough? So you try to compensate for what you think you are lacking by doing things for others. But what if these are all lies that your brain and society and patriarchy are telling you? What if you are not broken? What if you don't need to be fixed? What if there's nothing about you that needs to be changed? What if your brain and how we have been socialized to believe about our worth is just trying to keep us safe and protected from feeling any feelings of rejection, pain, or perceived uncomfortable feelings? What if you were open to the possibility of feeling any of those uncomfortable feelings? What if you were open to becoming aware of these thoughts that were creating these feelings and seeing if they are serving you? I'm willing to bet they aren't. I'm willing to bet that challenging these thoughts and beliefs would change your current results, your current belief system about yourself, relationships, friends, your career, and it would change your life within any of these areas. What if you were open to the belief that you could love you exactly as you are right now in this moment? That choice and those optional thoughts are yours right now. That you didn't have to do anything to love yourself. That you don't have to change anything about yourself to love yourself right now. That you could love yourself, the imperfect human that you are, your perceived flaws and all. That you are exactly as you should be, and that you are an amazing, badass woman. Would you? Would you step into that belief system? Would you challenge your current thoughts? Because what if you were open to being there for yourself, whether or not something goes the way you expect it? That you could be there for yourself with love and compassion instead of self-criticizing thoughts. What if you were open to being there for yourself when things don't go the way you thought they were supposed to, and not make it mean anything about you or that you did something wrong with a friend, with a colleague, with a family member or a partner or your career? What if you let everything happen without making it mean anything about you? When you feel a date doesn't go well or not, what if you didn't ruminate on creating untrue thoughts you think the other person is thinking about you? What if you didn't make a schedule cancellation or them canceling a date or canceling not hanging out with you or a lack of communication from someone else mean anything about you or how they feel about you? What if you were open to the belief that some people could love you exactly how you are? What if not only some, but that many people could love you exactly as you are now? What would this do for you? What would change? What kind of person would you get to be and become when you show yourself unconditional love and self-compassion and you take away the pressure of hustling for your lovability? You might actually like going on dates, right? You might actually enjoy meeting new people, having friendships, and spending time with your family. In all relationships in life, you might allow yourself to be who you are and let other people be who they are, and be able to learn to communicate, to say what you mean to say, and be okay with however someone else takes it. To be vulnerable, to show your entire self, because you've accepted and love yourself, and you have your own back no matter what. What if you learn to be compassionate towards yourself in being open and honest with yourself and others, instead of being defensive in communication? We can hear what other people say without making it mean anything about us. They have feelings that are caused by their thoughts. We can share our thoughts and our feelings while taking accountability for them and holding space for that other person. What would dating or being in a relationship be like if we were okay with feeling any feeling? If we didn't think that feeling vulnerable, rejected, insecure, or any perceived negative emotion was a problem, right? We're taught growing up that feeling rejected, feeling embarrassed or ashamed are negative emotions, and negative emotions are a problem. But what if they are not a problem? What would change if we not only expected to feel these feelings, but allowed them to be present and know it doesn't mean anything has gone wrong and that nothing is wrong with us? What if we approach dating and relationships knowing there is no right or wrong decision? If we have our own thoughts that create our own feelings, and our partners have their own thoughts that create their feelings, and we are not the reference point for their thoughts, and they are not the reference point for our thoughts, we are. How could this change our dating experience and our relationships with others? How would any relationship we have be different if we gave ourselves permission to be who we are, and we gave the other person permission to be exactly who they are? Because chances are they're going to be who they are anyways. Have you ever tried to control someone? Does it work? I didn't think so. So changing our perspective, our thoughts, and our inner beliefs around relationships will create a different experience for sure. We know what we go through inside our own head, right? All the mental drama that we create with our own thoughts, our thought patterns, personal narratives, confirmation biases, whatever you want to call it. But we can change it if it is not serving us to get the results that we want. But how? With practice, with stepping into awareness, with time, learning how to do thought downloads, thought ladders, and doing models around unintentional thoughts, and really sitting with these unintentional thoughts so that we can see the patterns that our brain constantly brings to us. So if you want support in learning any of this and learning about how to stop hustling for your self-worth or your self-love, email me at amberlynn@takingbackherbrain.com or visit www.takingbackherbrain.com, and I am there to help support you. Taking time to manage our mind and learning about our inner thoughts and becoming aware of the actions we take when we think these thoughts will allow us to get to know ourselves and to see what we want to tell our brain. Instead of being a passive rider on this brain journey, we learn to take our brain back from the criminal controller and changing it so that our higher brain is the conductor and is the one in charge in driving this bus or train, however you want us to think of it. We need to learn to have compassion towards ourselves during any and all emotions and all the circumstances. Doing this will prove to our brain that no matter what happens, no matter what feeling, what circumstance, we have our own back. Thank you so much for joining me today on Taking Back Her Brain with Love. And don't forget to visit my website and sign up for my newsletter. And if you have any questions, please email me at amberlynn@takingbackherbrain.com. Thank you.